Hi, and we've been talking all night about friends I've made, and I've made some friends with some linemen who are here to help us restore power after this storm. And right now, we're in Kennesaw. These are a lot of the trucks, a lot of the companies that are here to help out. But one in particular is named Gridco, and this is Thomas from Gridco, and he wanted to give us a behind-the-scenes look at just what the truck looks like and just the equipment and what they'll be working with for the next couple of days. So is this typically what you guys do? You come overnight and you stay and you wait for everything to break?
Yes, ma'am. Sometimes they'll stage us pretty similar to this. You know, we're in a hotel right now waiting for it to hit in the morning, later this night, whatever they need. So we'll just kind of stage in an area like this and just wait for it.
And how many people do you have with you?
On our crews, there's 2 crews here right now for us, but our crews are spread all over, all different EMCs, all different power companies, stuff like that are needed during the storm.
Well, show us what you got and what they do. They're going to help us here, and then when they're done, they go across the country, and they do this all year round. So what's in here?
So right here, we got some fuses up top that we'll close barrels in with, stuff like that. Some sprays if needed, which really on an ice storm is not. Down here, we've got some different types of devices that'll tell whether stuff is still energized or not, so we can make sure we're safe whenever we go to re-energize stuff before we start working on stuff to make sure that it's not live when we do go to work on it.
And what is in the next cabinet here?
So on this one, like I said, we got another device down here that'll check for different stuff to make sure when we make stuff up that it is going to tie. We got some squeeze-ons that will squeeze wire up, different sizes, stuff like that. Just some other little equipment here and there that's needed. Nothing too crazy in that bin. And on this one, these are going to be all of our horse and grips. They're going to be used for different sizes of wire, and we use these for jacking the wire back up in the air, sagging it, so on and so forth, to get the wire all where it needs to be before we re-energize it. Down there is one set of grounds. We use that before we start on anything. There's also a tag in there. We'll flag tag and ground before we start on anything. Just to make sure we're safe and we're good to go. That way, if anything does get re-energized, it's not going to affect us.
What advice can you give to the public as you're doing this work and what they should and should not do?
If you do see down power lines, you know, expect them to still be hot. Don't go and play with them. Don't try to touch them. Stay away from them. If you hear something, see something like that, call your provider for power and just don't mess with it, because you never know. They can still be energized, and that's how a lot of people get hurt.
And why did you want to give us kind of like a behind the scenes of what happens with everything?
Well, like you said, we were just kind of talking and kind of made friends, and we were able to, you know, offer you something like this to kind of get a good shot and just let the public know what we kind of do day in, day out, stuff like that.
And so the public, so they do know, you do this here and then you're on to the next thing. This isn't just one and done.
Yes, ma'am. If we're needed elsewhere, we will go elsewhere. But it's our hometown, so we got to go to our hometown, take care of them first before we go anywhere. So
you'll be here as long as needed.
As long as needed.
All right.
As long as needed. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Thomas, so much. So hopefully that gives you kind of an inside look of what happens and the equipment and what they're doing. So right now they're like us. They're just hunkering down, waiting for whatever's going to happen, and they're here to restore the power. And please listen to his advice. Stay away from the power lines. Stay away from the downed trees, and stay off of the roads and let them do their work. Live in Kennesaw, Danielle Nottingham, 11 Alive News.
You know, that is good advice. I know we talk about that every single hour, but it's so important to drive that home, Danielle. Thank you. Appreciate it.